Hello everyone, my name is Tian Xiao. Today I'd like to talk about my research project that is the implementation of communicative language teaching in China. Because I only need to do the literature review of my research project, so I'll talk about that. I firstly illustrate the definition of the communicative language teaching, or the CLT, and then I will give you the reason for conducting this research. Finally, I will talk about the research questions. Okay, let's begin. So what is the CLT? Compared to the traditional teaching method that only focuses on the grammar or vocabulary, the CLT concentrates on learners using targeted language in real-life situations. In other words, the best way to learn language is to fluently use it. If you want to improve your communicative competence, you not only need to get the mental linguistic knowledge, you also need to be aware of how to use language in your everyday life. The CLT class is student-centered. Students have the opportunity to take part in different activities, like group discussion or role play. In these activities, they need to speak English and share their own opinions with others. The role of teacher is a facilitator rather than a commander. It will still give students guidance or suggestions, but students don't usually follow the teacher's order. In this stimulative social context, students will gradually improve their English proficiency. The next part is the reason why I want to conduct this research. Firstly, I found the Chinese teaching system has some disadvantages due to the social economic progress and the policy of the Chinese Educational Department. By 2010, the number of Chinese English learners accounted for around 20% of the total in the world. However, there is a small number of students receiving the CLT in China. Most of the students are still taught by the traditional teaching method that is based on the grammar, the memorization of a vocabulary, and the reading task. As a result, Chinese English students only need to learn English based on the textbook and do a lot of test papers every day. The ultimate goal of learning English for them is just to get a good results of the college entrance examination rather than communicating with others fluently. The second reason I like to share with you is Chinese students' negative attitudes towards CLT. Liu and Jackson made a survey in 2008. They wanted to explore Chinese students' attitudes towards CLT class. The participants are students from the Tsinghua University. The findings show that although these participants all agree that communication is very important for English learning, many of them are not willing to take part in CLT class because they are not confident enough to speak English in class and they are afraid of being negatively evaluated. The third reason I have for you is the cultural constraints. Chinese education system is strongly influenced by the Confucianism, which argues that education is related to success. It's a very serious business. Talking in class can be regarded as a type of entertainment. Also, it advocates that students should have social common thinking, rather than expressing their own ideas, which is incompatible to the concept of CLT. In addition, Confucianism supposes that there is a hierarchical relationship between teachers and students. Students are expected to respect their teachers and always follow the teacher's order, no matter what the teacher asks them to do. After reviewing this literature, I find the gap that few studies explore how to implement and modify the CLT in China from the aspects that I mentioned before. So according to the gap, I have suggested my 3 research questions that are: how is CLT modified to make it popular among students? How the impact of cultural constraints can be reduced or implementing CLT? And how can CLT modify to be available in the Chinese education system? My presentation is over. Thank you for your watching.